Matos.
Bill Cody in the morning, WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
And this is the Simply Superior Acuff House Studio on the date in 1948 that Roy Claxton Acuff, announced he would be running for governor of Tennessee. He got destroyed in the election. We're in his living room this morning here at the entrance to the Grand Ole Opry House. It's our radio home, the country music living room, WSM Radio, complete when you take a tour of the Opry with the opportunity to come to our place, and that includes the interactive Behind the Airwaves Museum. I'm Bill Cody. Charlie Matos, all president accounted for. Kelly Sutton, all president accounted for.
Hello.
Annie Nye, studio director, who's struggling with Instagram that has popped up. Last time it was Malta, and we don't know what language is.
It's a very pretty font, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like Farsi or something?
Has an Arabic kind of quality to it, I think. I don't think that's necessary. It's one of those I can't, you can't, there's no letters that I can read. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Jeff Roberts has his rifle spot up there in master control this morning watching us.
What's the Russian alphabet called?
Cyrillic.
Yeah, like they throw in some letters, and then just, all of a sudden the triangle. It's like, well, I don't know what to do with that. So,
But you had an idea. You felt like you might gain on
yeah,
it
I
for
could
a
at
while.
least kind of fake it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This no.
Hey, I don't want to brag, but 23-day streak on Duolingo. So,
Oh wow, I'm impressed.
yeah.
23.
I mean, 23 days.
Yeah.
I can order a croissant.
Yeah. There was a time, Renee, when we were still I think we'd only been married like 5 or 6 months. They had a thing where she would fall asleep watching something, and she had the remote control in her hand. And like one day, she changed everything to Spanish, and it took us like a day and a half to figure out how to get it back. Because when you change something to a foreign language, the instructions on how to change it back are also in the foreign language.
Correct.
That's what we discovered the last time it happened to Annie.
Yeah.
And
Right.
in Malta, they speak Maltese.
Yeah, just go to settings. Just go, well, the settings are in Malta too.
Yeah, we can't figure any of that out. So if anybody wants to help us, please let us know.
Do you speak a foreign language? Come help Annie, please.
Well, I was just in Boston, so that kind of they did tell me. I did have one guy say, "Yeah, you're gonna go right over there, park the car," and we went, oh, "There it is." No one sounds like that anymore. You have to really go into a certain pocket.
Well, it's like the
to get
South.
that.
I mean, people have lost their accent in this part of the country.
Yeah, I really wanted that. I
generations
wanted to
have.
go into a Dunkin' Donuts and have somebody,
You wanted the Ben Affleck
I
experience,
wanted the Ben
right?
Affleck experience. That's really what I was hoping for. I loved it, though. We went over. We saw Harvard. We went into the museum at Harvard. I was like, oh, I'm not smart enough to get in here, but man, it's really pretty.
Elle Woods did. I have confidence in you.
Yeah. What? Like it's hard?
Yeah.
There it is. Huh, it's really fun.
Well,
Okay.
maybe Reese will go there.
She did say
Set you back a few 100,000.
It was really funny. She was looking around, and it's just such a stunningly beautiful campus. And we visited like 4 colleges on these trips.
I think Boston has more colleges and universities than any other city in America.
It was crazy because it's Boston College, Boston University. We were at the Boston Conservatory, Berklee College of Music. Then we drove by MIT. Then there was Harvard. And I was like, oh my gosh, the brain power in this one little square foot is crazy.
BUBC, Emerson, Northeastern.
And Emerson. Yeah, we visited Emerson, which was really nice.
Woody Paul of Riders in the Sky
MIT.
went to MIT and has a degree in like plasma physics or something.
It's insane. She did say, I really wish that I wanted to be a lawyer because this place is beautiful. I wish I could go here. And I said, well, they have theater here, just not musical theater.
Well, Reese, grow up and play the fiddle in a cowboy band.
That's what you should do after you graduate from
What
MIT.
Woody Paul did.
That's right. Hey, coming up in just a little bit, we got a lot to talk about in entertainment headlines. Our friend Drew Baldridge and Emily Ann Roberts together. I am loving this song. It's so good. Also, Coldplay making headlines because, people go to Coldplay concerts when they're not supposed to. I really feel vindicated because every time that we do something, I'm like, hey, we are going to be taping this for TV. If you're seated next to somebody you shouldn't be seen with, now's the time to move. Everyone laughs. Who's laughing now?
That's right.
We've been telling y'all this for years. Anyway, Coldplay brought out Keith Urban here at the
that's great.
Nashville date.
Tuesday night.
And
Because I was trying to get to the Ryman for Ricky Skaggs and
couldn't get there.
Bluegrass Nights, and I thought, what is going on?
and let me just tell you, they did a song they wrote for Johnny Cash.
How about that?
It's so
Did he
cool.
cut it?
No, he didn't get a chance to. So we've got that whole story coming up.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
You got to get my product placement just right. for the world famous Station Inn, a book from our guest, Alisa Murphy. IBMA nominated, doggone it. Alisa Murphy, congratulations. You just found out?
Thank you. I did. I just found out yesterday. I'm so honored.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm humbled.
Were you at a press conference? Did you get a phone call? Did you get a text message?
Yeah, I got a text message. Yeah, it was very exciting. I got a text message from the owner of the Station Inn saying congratulations, and it was really a big moment for me. And anything that puts the business forward, I'm excited about because it's such a special and amazing place. So I'm honored.
Well, another special and amazing place is what you call home and employment for over a decade now, Dollywood. Tell us about your background before we talk about your writing.
Yeah, well, I've been with Dollywood for 13 years. I'm a nurse for the employees there, which we call our hosts because they host our guests. And it's a magical and wonderful place, and I recommend it for everyone.
Do you get to ride the rides?
Everybody asks me that. That's such a common question. And once in a while, I do ride a ride.
Okay.
But generally, I stay pretty busy. But yes, the rides are all wonderful. And yes, I've ridden them all. So
I think you have to. That's like research in case somebody's heart rate is really up. Or you're checking their blood
That's
pressure,
right.
and you're like, wait,
That's
were
right.
you just on lightning ride? Well, that would be why.
yes,
So we're going to give you a pass.
absolutely.
Well, you've spent a couple of years doing deep dive research for the world famous Station Inn book,
Yeah.
which is just, I said earlier this morning, this needs to be your companion to our Opry 100 coffee table
Oh,
book.
yes.
So you
absolutely.
need both these on your coffee table.
Well, anytime we have a guest, and we've had a lot through the years who are playing the Station Inn, my one line is, it's amazing it has survived because an entire world has been built around it and almost on top of it
Yeah.
now in the Gulch.
Yes, that
Yeah.
entire area has changed substantially. And where it was a little bit, rough and sketchy, it had a big rejuvenation, and
Yeah.
it's all grown up around the Station Inn. But fortunately, the Station Inn has remained the authentic listening room that it always has been.
And who owns the Station Inn? And how have they been able to fight off the progress?
Yeah, so my partner, Joshua Ulbrich, is a wonderful musician and a Navy veteran and just an all-around great guy. And he's managed to keep the Station Inn going by really sticking to the tenets that have made it so wonderful. And that's being a listening room and a place for the musicians, especially the working musicians of Nashville, to gather and network and kind of hone their skills. And it's really always been that way.
What's the capacity?
It's about 150. So it's very intimate, and it's such a unique experience and such an alchemy of elements that happen in there because of that small space.
It's a homey feel too.
Yeah.
It's got you walk in, and it's like, I'm instantly comfortable in this
Absolutely.
building.
It's
So-
like you're sitting in your living room, and these wonderful, incredibly talented musicians, bluegrass and country musicians, are playing for you, and it's like everybody is part of the same group of friends and family or neighborhood. It's just very different from a ticketed show or a honky tonk. It's a very unique experience.
One of my highlight moments, and it's been years, John Prine and Mac Wiseman did a duets thing. And we did a live morning show breakfast broadcast from the Station Inn with the two of them.
Oh, wow.
And somebody just recently sent me a picture of me and John on stage. I think it was Elaine Sledge. And I treasure that memory. As many times as I've been there for other things, that one was particularly special because that's not a breakfast location generally.
Right. Yes. We open every night at 7 nights a week. So definitely not breakfast. But I think anytime a musician performs there or gets up on that stage, it's so special for them because it's about really their peers and working with one another. And in the audience, there are musicians that they look up to or musicians that they've played with and they can call up on stage. And it's really a networking space. And also, I love that it's such a magical interplay between the listener and the performer that happens in that space. It really is something that is an exchange of energy that influences the show and the performer that you just don't experience as a listener in another venue.
We know
was
you're
your first. I was going to say, what was your first performance that you saw there? Because obviously it must have hit you a special way for you to take interest in that space.
Yeah, well, there were several right off the bat. I will say I saw the Fairfield Four perform there.
Well,
And
that'll do it.
Yeah, that will affect you. such talent. But really, everyone who performs there is amazing. I mean, Authentic Unlimited and Sister Sadie, and frankly, I would listen to Sean Lane sing The Phone Book. So every performance there is special, whether it's someone who's just starting out or it's a legend. I mean, I've seen Dierks Bentley and Vince Gill and Ricky Skaggs and all sorts of, wonderfully famous folks that credit the station in with their development perform there, and they're all amazing.
Are you musical?
I am not at all. But, that's, I think, what gave me a great perspective, because I came into it without any prejudgments about the music, and I was able to approach it as a listener and as a fan and really embrace the traditional bluegrass and the newgrass and all the subgenres, without a bias in place. And I gained a tremendous appreciation. And in fact, I even took a couple guitar lessons from a wonderful acoustic guitar picker, Richard Bennett. And the poor guy, I think, struggled through the entire thing. And I said, now you see why I'm a writer and a nurse and not a musician.
So you didn't come out playing like Jerry Reed like he can?
No, I came out playing nothing. But I did come away with a great appreciation for the musicians and how technically advanced and beautiful bluegrass music is. And really, truly underappreciated. It's a stunningly beautiful and highly, highly technical music.
So how old is the building? Like, was the station in the first thing there, or was it like a hardware store back in the 20s or something?
Yeah, it's got kind of a fascinating story, as a lot of different clubs, blues clubs, and there's rumors that Jimi Hendrix played there, and it has even had a history as a restaurant at one point for the rail workers down in the Gulch. The station itself started in 1974, and it was over on 28th, kind of, near where the McDonald's is. And in 1978, it moved to the current location on 12th Avenue South. And it's been thriving there ever since. And just really even the building, walking into the building, you feel the history and you feel the legends that have performed there, which is everyone. From Bill Monroe to Billy Strings, right. Everyone in bluegrass aspires to play there and has played there.
So if you just joined us this morning, this is Alisa Murphy, and her new book is called The World Famous Station Inn. And if you talk about textbook bluegrass, we did it last night at the Grand Ole Opry with Del McCurry, Bluegrass Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
And what I love is the history. You start with, in the beginning, there was music. And you chronicle the arrival of immigrants in the 1700s, Scots, Irish, the southern mountain folks of Appalachia.
Yeah, it was a music really born of immigrants bringing in their music from Scotland and Ireland and then playing it in Appalachia on their porches, in their living rooms. And it was a way for them to really take a break from their hard lives. It was a difficult life in Appalachia, and the music was a way to escape and also to share within the family and with their neighbors and share stories and faith. And that's how it really all started and developed. It really is a quintessentially American music.
Not unlike your employer, Dolly Parton.
That's right.
And
That's
her family.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, who she is in the book, and was really thrilled to give me her wonderful opinion on what a great venue it is and how she's always loved it and always loved playing there because of the intimacy of the stage and being able to really connect with the listener on a heart-to-heart basis in that small space.
I'm reminded as you say that, we were talking about the immigrants, and it's just Ancient Tones came to mind from Ricky Skaggs. Remember that album he did?
Yes.
And it was about this hundreds of years old, these tunes, these melodies and things that people brought to America when they immigrated.
Yeah, like Life of Georgie, and there's all kinds of old Celtic influences, and just wonderful sounds. Really, in bluegrass, there's a sound for everyone. If you like those really traditional sounds, or if you like something that's really kind of a heavy jamming sound and really more progressive, there's something for everyone.
Jam grass is what we call that these
of
days.
course,
Yes.
yes.
And you got to love a place that still has someone at the door taking money. That's one of my favorite things.
Yes.
And fried bologna.
Yeah. Oh, I'm more of the pizza and popcorn, but to each his own.
The pizza is so
the
famous.
pizza's the thing. That's the thing, right?
Yes. I was really fortunate. Vince Gill sat down with me for several hours in his studio, and we kind of crafted a mid-book commentary for the book, and just his wonderful 50-year history with the station, and it was great. But the pizza, he laughs about that and says it's the best, worst pizza ever.
Yes.
And loves it, and says it's part of the whole experience and ambiance of the place. And everyone has to have it when they come there. It's a tradition.
That's awesome.
The best, worst pizza ever. And proud of it.
They need to hang that outside.
That's right.
Yeah. Vince
Alisa,
Gill
congratulations on your IBMA nomination.
Oh, thank you.
When are the awards?
Thank you. They're in September.
September, Chattanooga?
Yes, in Chattanooga.
Okay. Left Raleigh, headed to Chattanooga this year.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming to see us and sharing the story of the world-famous Station N and a little of your story as well.
Thank you.
You give them a little space, they'll go full-blown Allman Brothers on you. There's probably a 12-minute live version of that somewhere along the way.
I would like it.
You just got the abbreviated version here on Coffee Country and Cody. Stay all night. Kelly Sutton is back. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Pack our bags. I know we just got back. I just flew in literally last night. Landed at like 10 o'clock.
Jet setter.
From Boston.
What you are is a jet setter.
Is it all still packed in my room? Yes. Did I have to dig for a toothbrush? Also, yes. Okay, get ready because we're heading back to New York, everybody. The Grand Ole Opry is going to Carnegie Hall. How about it? This announcement was just made. We are going to be a part of the United in Sound, America at 250. So it's a series that Carnegie Hall is doing all of next year. We will be there March 20th of 2026. Mark it down. This will be the fourth time that the Opry has performed at Carnegie Hall. First time was in 1947. Second time, 1961. Third, 2005.
Yep. There's a DVD of that performance as well that you can purchase.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
And it was a year later that Mr. Acuff, who was at that 47 show at Carnegie Hall, that first one, ran for governor of Tennessee, announced he was running for governor on this date, the 24th of July in 48.
He was defeated by Jim Nance McCord
And like,
by 66.9% of the vote.
I thought it was a landslide.
Governor McCord got 66.9%.
He got to play the Opry a lot more. Let's just put it that way.
It says in the heartily fought primary. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Gordon Browning. It was Democratic Governor Gordon Browning beat Governor Jim Nance McCord. Okay, there you go. Browning easily defeated Republican nominee Roy Acuff by 66.9% of the vote.
It quite possibly is his story.
Yeah, that was just it's a fact I didn't need to bring up. I am sure that something is going to happen and the lights are going to go off any second now.
Yeah. He's already not happy with us, I think.
Sure.
We don't need to rub that in.
For those of you who don't
I'm
know,
going to let that go.
our new studio home last year, actually, we just, as 1 year celebration, I guess, this month.
Yeah.
We moved into Mr. Acuff's house on the Grand Ole Opry Plaza.
Yeah. I've never been to Carnegie Hall, but the last time I was in New York, not this current trip, but the trip before, I stayed at the Carnegie Hotel. And it's literally as close to, we are to the Opry House. It's there.
Really?
So it's a beautiful, beautiful
So
area.
we should go ahead and book our rooms.
I would.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll jump
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
If you were in town for the Coldplay concert, hopefully you were here with somebody that you are currently involved with and not another someone.
When you say involved, what do you mean?
I mean,
Because I know what you're doing, and
Yeah.
they seem to be rather involved.
I just,
Can I ask a hypothetical question?
Sure.
If they just react and smile
Would've
at the
been fine.
Jumbotron, nothing happens, right?
would have been fine.
Nothing at all
Yeah.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the panic that happened, right?
Yeah, so if you don't know
I
what
think
we're talking about.
something happens when he gets home. And
No.
Well, I'm saying though, if
But-
nobody would have made a deal on it, it just
would-
would have been two people on a jumbotron.
Right.
Nobody would have thought about it. You
So
know?
we're talking about the Coldplay concert and
Right.
the CEO of Astronomer and
Right.
his head of HR who were having an affair, and they were
Right.
caught on the jumbotron. And when they were caught, instead of just like waving ha 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 or like, oh gosh, we're on camera,
They panic.
They panic. She like turns and hides her face, and he ducks down.
Yeah, he does this.
Tries to hide from the camera. Show me, Charlie. There it is. Yeah, he does that, which was totally ineffective. And then Chris Martin says, well, these two are either camera shy or having an affair.
Yes, that's what made it perfect, right?
So anyway,
Oh,
fast
gosh.
forward, Chris Martin and Coldplay come to Nashville. And in another viral moment, this one much more wholesome, he invited Keith Urban out to perform with him. This is so cool. So apparently, Coldplay wrote a song for Johnny Cash. And Johnny was going to record it, but did not get a chance to do so. He passed away before he got in the studio to record it. The song is called Till Kingdom Come. So
By the way, this person had great seats.
they had great seats. They got to watch Keith and Chris Martin just jam out to this on stage. And that was pretty cool. And I was like, how cool is it that you're in Nashville and that you bring Keith out to do a song that you wrote for Johnny Cash?
Well, I think that whole viral video, you know, the affair, should have somebody should post with Patti Loveless. We've just been lonely too long in the background. Should play.
Oh, there it is.
Listen.
Good theme song, I think. If you haven't
that
seen it,
man a lot.
and I'm sure everybody has because it popped up on
Sure.
everybody's. But the Philly Fanatic, the next night at the Phillies game was really good.
It's
When, like,
everybody's
Mrs.
doing
Fanatic,
that now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's the thing. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so really cool event that happened here in town, and if you missed it, don't worry, I got you covered. It was a tribute to Linda Ronstadt, which yeah. And the who's who that showed up for it was Trisha Yearwood, and we had Rodney Crowell there, and Emmylou Harris, and James Taylor.
Patti Scalfa was
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So listen, if you missed this because it happened Tuesday night, don't worry, it will be played coming up in August on the Hall of Fame's YouTube channel. So they've been filming all of these, and they're going to release them as a series starting at the beginning of August. I will be tuning in because I'm very sad that I indeed missed that.
Well, in addition to Linda, it's again, it's come to an end in September, I think.
Yeah.
It's that whole exhibit that's been ongoing about Los Angeles country rock. And of course, she was at the heart of that.
That's so
But
cool.
there are a lot of other artists featured at the exhibit when you go.
And if you're looking for something to watch tonight, tune in to Family Feud because Martina McBride is going to be on there with her husband and her 3 daughters, and she is going to be playing against the Arquette family. So we'll see how it all turns out tonight.
Survey says. You're on Coffee Country and Cody, WSM Radio all over the world, Circle Country Television, circlecountry.com, link to your favorite streaming platform.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee Country and Cody.
And this cat is no ordinary man. Texas Heritage Songwriters Hall of Fame, Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. Coming to the Grand Ole Opry. What's going on? You've been in town 40-something years and now just debuting at the Grand Ole Opry.
Forever.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like
Gary Nicholson is here, by the
I
way.
never dreamed that I would play on the Opry. You know, I was just trying to get a gig at the Bluebird. you know, it's like Opry. I never thought of myself as Opry material, but it's a thrill.
I know it is. You're there tomorrow night.
It's a big deal.
How
to
did
me.
your invite come?
Pardon?
How did your invite come? Did they surprise you, or just
Well,
kind
I
of?
don't know. How did that happen? Probably a phone call.
Okay.
I don't remember getting a formal invitation on a letterhead with gold embossed.
Well, we don't have any gold embossment. We can print something out on our printer back there. We'll just
Anything,
something a
anything.
little fancy for you.
Anything
This
at
is
all.
your formal invitation. There are a handful of people, though, when we talk about they're making their Grand Ole Opry debut, we look at each other and go, no, that can't be right.
I know.
They've been around here way too long. We've known them forever. How have they never done that? And you certainly fit that bill.
Well, you know, I've played on the Opry numerous times with T. Graham Brown and Bobby Bear and Delbert and various situations as a sideman. But, you know, I never pictured myself out there in the magic circle or whatever they call it.
I like the magic circle.
The historic circle.
Yes, the circle that is the heartbeat of the country music living room.
So you don't, and you know, Gary's been a guest with us many times through the years. You've never struck me as a person who is nervous about a performance. Is there some anticipation about Friday night?
You know, it's so funny that you say that because yesterday I was talking to Rodney Crowell, and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just sitting here getting nervous because day after tomorrow I'm going to be on the Opry. I thought I'd go ahead and start getting nervous now." You know.
So you got a 3-song set? Is that the idea?
It's 2.
2 songs.
2 songs.
Okay.
2 songs. Yeah.
You have to tell the story. I love retelling it as I remember it being told the first time from you about getting pulled over. You had a big hit on Don Williams. That's his thing. Thing About Love. Richard Lee, who's also a fellow member of the Songwriters Hall of Fame. And you got pulled over on your way to Nashville. And
the guy's writing the ticket out, and he says, "Well, what do you do up there in Nashville?" Me and my pals go up there for a fanfare every year and stuff. And I says, "Well, I'm a songwriter." And he says, "Oh, well, have you written anything that I might know?" I said, "Well, I had a #1 record last year on Don Williams called That's the Thing About Love." And he's writing the ticket out, and he stopped, and he says, "You wrote That's the Thing About Love? Man, isn't that amazing?" And then he just went right back to writing the ticket out.
Yeah, I'm proud of your success. Here's
my
your
wife's
ticket.
favorite song,
Well, see, then he knew that you could pay for the ticket. That was the problem. Had you told him something else, maybe he wouldn't have written it, giving you a warning.
Who gave you your first cut?
I came here because I had a song recorded by Mickey Gilley that was in the Urban Cowboy movie. And the song was written out of complete boredom, working the same honky-tonk in Texas 5 nights a week, you know, one of those things. But the song includes, this may be too long a story.
No, go ahead.
But it's like, the song is called Jukebox Argument. And I was so bored on this country gig that I just had all these song titles floating around in my head. So I wrote a song about 2 people that were arguing, but they wouldn't speak to each other, so they argued by playing songs back and forth on the jukebox. And so she played Release Me. She played Release Me. He played Stand By Your Man. She played Don't Be Angry. He played Out of Hand. She played Good Hearted Woman and When Will I Be Loved? And he played He'll Have to Go and The Window Up Above. And it goes on. It's a million song titles. It ends with he played I'll Get Over You. She played I'll Get Over You, and he played Born to Lose, and it ends with that. So that was Mickey Gilley in the Urban Cowboy movie. And my friend Jim Ed Norman produced that record, and he had been in my band in the early 70s in California. And and so he brought me to Nashville to write for his publishing company in 1980.
And Jim Ed and Don Henley went to college together. North Texas.
I went to school at North Texas and met Henley and Jim Ed at that time, and we all moved to Hollywood. A bunch of Texas boys in 1970, walking around Hollywood trying to figure out, knee pads and lipstick. Okay.
Well, for people who don't understand how Urban Cowboy changed the landscape, talk a little bit about that. I remember, I was young, but I remember it, but the impact that it had on culture, but then also really pushing country music to the forefront of what people were seeing.
Interestingly, today, the 24th of July, 1980, it went platinum, the soundtrack.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. And it's multi-platinum now. I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
Triple.
Wow.
Something. I just remember going to see the movie for the first time in our little hometown of Garland, little movie theater that I saw my first Elvis movie at and everything. Oh, wow. So now we're going to see the movie, and you hear a little bit of it in the background, and I turned to my wife, Barbara, and I said, "Well, there it is," and then it was gone. By the time I recognized it, they'd stopped playing it, and that was my little jolt of, wow, there's my song. Oh, yeah.
That's all it takes.
That's when you learned about the cutting room floor, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, set up this Vince Gill smash called One More Last Chance for us, because he does it in every single show.
Wow, it's so long ago now. I had a little studio in the back of my house where they raised chickens in the back of my house. So I made a studio out of it called the Chicken Shack. And Vince came over to write, and I knew him because we played on a Guy Clark record together. I played guitar with Guy on the road during that time. And so we started talking. He'd been reading Tammy Wynette's biography, and she described how she tried to get George Jones to stop drinking by hiding all the keys to the cars so he couldn't get out of the house. And then she got worried and drove down the road a piece and found the riding lawnmower, of course, in front of the honky tonk, you know. And so that we knew we had a second verse, you know, with that. And but that's how that transpired, and it was great because I love Vince so much, and I was so amazed at his guitar playing and everything. And this is 1980, so nothing had really happened for any of us at that time. And when he came with that record, it was such a thrill.
Well, it's kind of his CC Rider, you know. Not only does he play it every night, he opens with it every night, which is even better, you know.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story is sometime a man just got to have a drink.
Oh.
You're on 650 AM WSM from the Assembly Food Hall stage.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Gary Nicholson is here, National Songwriter Hall of Famer, debuting at the Grand Ole Opry tomorrow night. So, if you will, come with me. Remember Tex Ritter had a thing called Hillbilly Heaven?
Okay.
And he would run down this list of names. You know, who you expect to see up here in, say the next 50 years. And he starts running down a list of names, and he gets to his own name, and he says, Tex Ritter. Oh, that's when I woke up. So, as I look at this Opry lineup tomorrow night, it's Avery Anna, John Conley, Ryan Larkins, Charlie McCoy, Neon Union is there, Rhonda Vincent, Darryl Worley, and Gary Nicholson. That's when I woke up.
Oh, that's funny.
You know what I love about your songwriting is, I mean, there's a lot of songwriters who've had hits, but you can kind of fit them in a box. I mean, the genre is very specific. And, you know, we featured One More Last Chance, so Vince and Willie Nelson and Waylon have all covered your songs. But then you get Bonnie Raitt and John Prine, and you get B.B. King, and you get Ringo Starr, and it's just it's the spectrum of music, and I think that's such a beautiful thing, and rare.
Well, yeah, I've been really blessed to have those opportunities, and who knows how that happens. You know, you just do this and one thing after another, and through some kind of circumstance, you wind up writing with a Beatle or something, you know. I had a Beatle band when I was in high school, you know, and it's like unreal to me.
Who was your favorite as a kid?
Yeah, of the Beatles?
Yeah.
Well, it had to be George. I was the lead guitar player.
There you go. Okay. Now the answer is Ringo after...
Well, of course. Yeah, of course. He's my dear friend now. Yeah.
Well, we talked about co-writing with Vince earlier, and Leroy Parnell famously along the way.
Yeah, he's my pal.
And I still think that trouble with the truth is it's always the same old thing. It's maybe as good as it gets.
Oh, thank you
I
so
love
much.
that so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. But John Prine, it was Lost Dogs and Mixed Blessings. That you wrote
they're
like
celebrating that
half
record.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just got it in an email yesterday.
it's
They're
been
re-releasing it or something.
30 years a reissue with a lot of extra stuff, and they've included in this new reissue package a couple of mine and John's demos. And the way I started writing with John is my son was working at the movie theater, and he handed John his popcorn and said, "You ought to write songs with my dad." And he says, "Who's your dad?" And he told John, I knew John just a little bit. And the next day he called me and says, I'm at your son at the movie theater. He said, we're supposed to be writing songs together. I said, well, come on over. And he'd come over with a 6-pack of Cokes and a bunch of cigarettes. He was still smoking in those days.
Yeah.
Smoke would go all through the house, and my wife would say, "Can't you get him to go outside? Baby's John Prine, and it's cold out there." You know what I'm saying?
And then you broke for lunch either at the Pie Wagon or Arnold's.
Yeah, absolutely. Arnold's. I had multiple meals with John at Arnold's. The meatloaf, you know.
Well, this new work from you, your latest, is called Common Sense, Gary Nicholson. And I love this. Addressed to the inhabitants of America on the following interesting subjects. And then you have a 12-track list here.
Which one are you going to do live for us this morning?
I'm going to play Make Good Trouble because last Thursday, was John Lewis Day, the day that John passed. And I played at 3rd and Lindsley, and we had a bit of a tribute to John Lewis on that occasion. And I've been reading a lot of his writings, his essay on, what happened, his personal take on what happened on Bloody Sunday. And I've always, been a fan of his. And this Make Good Trouble song was written as a tribute to John Lewis.
We got a main thoroughfare named after him these days.
Yeah.
It used to be called Fourth. Now
I'm so glad they did that. It's wonderful.
And the fact that it runs right by the Hall of Fame is also not bad placement.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
Well, if you would, Gary Nicholson. It's cut number 4 on Common Sense from our guest Gary Nicholson this morning, and Merle Travis be really proud of that thumb picking right there. Yeah, Mose Rager, that whole Western Kentucky scene, John Prine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your debut at the Grand Ole Opry.
Thank you so much. So good to be with you guys.
And to have you in the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame, that came recently, and I got to be there that night, and your acceptance speech was a thing of beauty. So
sweet.
Yeah, it's interesting how songwriters get up and they've written these speeches, and it's difficult, isn't it, in that moment in time?
Well, they tell you
stay composed.
They tell you it's got to be 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You start thinking about all the people you got to thank, and so the first thing I said when I got on stage is, "You said it was 45 minutes."
I famously say that.
Great, but it was so great because Vince and he played One More Last Chance, and Rodney inducted me with a really great, funny speech, and those were the first 2 guys I met when I first got here. So.
Yeah,
I
think Jeffrey Steele and Bob DePiro are still giving their acceptance speeches.
Dwight Yoakam, he holds the record for the longest.
Oh, wow.
When Dwight went in, the great line Larry Gatlin had was, because Larry followed him.
Oh, okay.
And Larry said, I thought you were getting a little long-winded there, Dwight, but then you started talking about the Gatlin brothers, which he did in his speech about what a great influence they were. Yeah. Gary Nicholson, please come back soon.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
I'm in bed tomorrow night. Debut at the Grand Ole Opry.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Thank you again to Alisa Murphy. Her new book is The World Famous Station Inn, and it is an absolute must-have coffee table addition to our Opry 100 book. And to Gary Nicholson, Nashville Songwriter Hall of Famer, Texas Heritage Songwriter Hall of Famer, our friend, and debuting at the Grand Ole Opry tomorrow night, Charlie Mattos will be hosting.
Yeah.
I always chuckle because, he was a part of writing that song with Guy Clark, and Chris Stapleton's got a version of it, Leroy Parnell. Just give me one more puff of that worry be gone.
Oh. Okay.
And you've
there are
never
plenty
heard
of that in New York.
You have never heard it done
until
you hear Guy Clark do it. And I think you can appreciate it because you knew Guy.
I
Guy
did.
well.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, if you don't have anything planned for tonight, tune in. Martina McBride survey says is going to be on Family Feud. She said this was a bucket list, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, when you think about all the things that she's achieved in her life, her bucket list has got to be different. She's already done all the country music things that you could possibly do and win all the awards. So why not Family Feud? She's going to be on there with her husband and her 3 daughters. That would be Ava, Emma, and Delaney. They are taking on Team Arquette, Rosanna Arquette, David Arquette, and Patricia Arquette. We will see who walks away as a winner. They are playing for Martina's Team Music is Love charity.
Seeing John McBride in a coat and tie is like seeing Charlie Manos in a coat and tie. It doesn't happen very often.
I know. He's like, wait, what? Okay, so
a wedding or a funeral? Which is it?
It's something. It's on TV. Drew Baldridge and Emily Ann Roberts. Their voices together, guys, it's so very good. Okay, he said, as soon as I wrote this song, I knew it would be a powerful duet. It took me a while to find the perfect voice for it, but one day I came across Emily Ann Roberts on social media and I loved her sound. So I just slid into her DMs and asked her if she wanted to collab with me. It's been amazing working with her on this song. It is called Get Me Gone. It comes out on Friday. So get ready for it. I heard a little snippet on social media and they do sound very good together. Love it so much. And what'd you say Blake says every time he walks in a room?
Yeah. Well,
Why?
First time I heard him, we were doing the old Red Grand opening in Orlando. And of course, she was on Team Blake on The Voice. He walks into this crowded room and yells out, "Why is Emily Ann Roberts not a superstar? Somebody explain that to me." So.
I've been following her on social media, and she's been out touring and doing shows. And she is. She's a superstar. I love her.
She's got that little Dolly engaging personality.
She is.
It's just, I love it.
She's so fun.
Yes.
I absolutely love her. So Get Me Gone tomorrow, Drew Baldridge and she together. And this is on the heels of Drew's top 10 hit, Tough People. Loving it. I am loving it.
Let the neon be on someone else tonight. Look out.
Oh, it's so very good. Okay, one more thing. If you didn't see the big announcement, we're packing our bags again. I know we just got back and we are on a whirlwind tour and we are going to London. That's going to be happening in September. But hey, we like taking the show on the road, so we're going back to Carnegie Hall, baby. It's happening in March of 2026, March 20th of 2026. It's all a part of United in Sound America at 250. So they're going to be doing all these really cool concerts at Carnegie Hall, really celebrating America turning 250 years old. We're a part of that. Tickets for this will go on sale August 11th at 11 a.m.
Our most famous former home, the Ryman, 1892. Carnegie Hall, 1891.
Oh, they just got us.
And to our general manager, Eric Markham, you will be getting a receipt regarding a tour bus that Kelly has acquired for
It's a write-off. It's all a
trip.
write-off. It's fine.
I'll take Greyhound to get